Welcome to Radio Fixer's channel. Subscribe for upcoming videos. And this is part 4 of restoration of 1938 Montgomery Ward airline. This radio was damaged in shipping process, so I'm trying my best to preserve this and hopefully can bring it back to life. I highly suggest going back and watch other episodes to this restoration. Enjoy the video. I guess there's 3 options that you have to do this belt here. One, as I showed earlier, to use the string. The problem with that, I cannot find anywhere on the internet how to restrain this. As you remember, when I bought this radio, the string was already broke off. So I tried several different ways and was not successful. It was working, but it wasn't going all the way. It was just halfway. After I finished that video, I started trying the radio and I saw it was going halfway like that. It's supposed to go all the way down. So I decided to look for other solution. These are options that I have currently. One, try to find how the dial strain work here for this year model. I could not find it, as I shared earlier. And the second, use this, the hairband, that ladies they use, or you can use this as I shown in my other video. Or the third thing is to find any type of the O-ring this size, and that's what I used. And it worked pretty well. See, it worked very well. If you look at that, it goes all the way down and all the way up with no issue at all. Alright? One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make my own as well, because it worked very well for my Zenith. But I was lucky to find the O-ring in my toolbox was the same size of this. Hopefully this give you some options. And if you have an idea how to do this with the string, please let me know, because I tried it. I tried so many different ways. I went online. I find so many dial string diagram and try majority of them, but it did not work with this. These are the 3 different belts that you have the option to use. Of course, this was a hairband that we discussed, and this was the O-ring that I had in my toolbox. This is the one I made. I used this product, to create my own. And this is a 4mm rubber insulation. Really, it's pretty soft. See that? And it can stretch as well. So I'm going to use this to make a belt for this radio. As a matter of fact, this can be used for any radio that has a belt. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to measure this to see what size the belt should be. So this is what I will do. I'm going to just stretch it just a little bit, not too much. Mark it. Now I know where I need to cut. So when I cut this, I'm going to cut it in the angle. Use the razor, cut it in the angle. Okay, as you see, I cut both of them in the angle. When you put them together, it's going to be like that. Alright, so let's glue them. Just a small drop here, each side. Make sure to cover all the surface. Other side as well. And just wait a couple of seconds. See, both has glue. Then of course put them together like that. And hold it a little bit until it dry. Again, the reason we cut it in the angle so we have more glue connect them together. Okay, the hairband, that's the inside diameter, is literally less than 2 inches, as you see. All right. With this one, it will stretch a lot. All right. As I mentioned, this one, it was a little loose. Then this was in my toolbox. That it worked, but it was too tight. The problem with regular O-ring, there is pretty hard. You cannot stretch them that much. But this will work. If you can find something like this, will work. So inside diameter is exactly 2 inch right here. This is the one I made. It's a little over 2 inch. That's the one again I made. So you have these 3 options, you can do. I suggest to build your own. So anyway, hopefully this is going to help you as well. So let's put this on the radio, okay? Okay, the way I will install this, move this aside. First, I want to put this under here. There is very tight here. This is very tight. So I'm going to stretch it a little bit, right? Feed it underneath. Okay, it went in. Go over this. All right, let me show you. Move this light away. And watch it in the back. It should go all the way down and all the way up. So if we're going to go all the way down, see, all the way down. Before it was just going halfway with a regular dial strain. Now we're going to go up. It's pretty smooth. It's not putting any pressure in any wheels or anything like that. See that? It's working. So I'm going to stay with this. Again, I checked the entire internet. And I find a lot of dial strain. Even I have a book, it shows a lot of dial strain, but not for this radio. Not for this radio. But it seems like this is going to work perfect. This is going to work perfect. All right. And if you go over, you see it is turned, the bell doesn't turn, but it comes back again. All right. So hopefully this is going to give you some idea. If your belts are broken or strings are broken, this might be an option for you. Alright, this was the cover for the dial. As you see, I painted. One thing I learned about this paint that I used here is like a silver. It takes a long time to cure. So when you spray it, you have to leave it several days in the hot area. I left it in the attic. Finally, it's dry. Both sides is painted. Those are where the rust was. So I'm going to install this. This goes right here in the front. The reason is silver. When the light bulb comes on, this is going to reflect the light. So you get a good light behind the teledial. Alright, this bulb is installed and this is installed. It's looking good. Let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, it's not hitting anything. As you see, it's working pretty well. Excellent. My concern was this going to rub against each other, but it doesn't. I want to double check this side. Belt does not hit anywhere. That was my concern, but it seems like it's working perfect. Yeah, it's looking good. The fun thing when this thing starts singing, right? Up to now, we're just putting everything back together. As you recall, when I took this out, this was rust out. You know, we had some rust here. I had a hard time to take it out. As I mentioned, you have to be very careful you don't crack this. Now I'm going to put it back. I already cleaned all the rust out. I already sanded, you know, there is no rust there, but I need to protect it so it doesn't rust again. I'm going to use this product to lubricate it, you know, both parts. I use this for my car and it works very well for this type of job. I'm going to spray this a little bit here, then use cotton to lubricate because I don't want this to get everywhere. Hopefully that makes sense. It's going to use, the cotton swab. First, I want to lubricate here because this was rusted pretty bad. There is a metal inside, as you see. Of course, I could spray inside, but I don't want to overdo it. You want to lubricate this very well, because if it rusts out, it's going to be hard to remove it. Of course, this washer goes in. As you remember, we took it out. So I'm going to lubricate this as well. Alright, both of them are lubricated. Let's put them together. See, again, as jiggle it, I don't force it. See, now it's moving. Perfect. And you see this little marker is all the way down. We are getting there, folks. One step at a time. Of course, if I want to take it out, again, juggle it like that. See, it comes out. Just double checking, make sure everything is lubricated. Alright? Excellent. It's done. Again, the reason I took it out and put it back in, I want to make sure everything is lubricated because I don't want any rust there. Anyway, let's continue. Now let's talk about some safety issue. You're dealing with electricity. It's very dangerous. It can kill you, so be very careful, please. You need a few equipment that you can purchase it in Amazon. First one, you must have isolated transformer to keep you safe when you work in the antique radios, and also variable condenser, or they call it variac. You can actually adjust the amount of electricity comes inside the radio. And this one, the dim bulb tester, you can actually build this yourself. You can Google it. There is tons of information out there. This is the setup I'm using on my workbench. Please make sure you know to use this equipment to keep you safe. Isn't it neat? I turn on the fluorescent light so you can see when you turn it on. Look how beautiful this is. So the light is shining in this direction. It's looking great. See that? I'm pretty excited about this, folks. This is awesome. I'm so happy about this. It looks just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's continue with this project. So I need to hook up the antenna because this radio does not work without antenna. And this is the external antenna. It's about 10 foot long or so. Again, this radio need antenna. Let me hook it up here. This is it. I guess this is it. Yeah, this is it. The other one is a ground. You see there's two wires. This is ground, this is here. Again, folks, I hooked this up to oscillation transformer and variable transformer. Please do not plug anything into the house electricity. You have to use those because it's dangerous, right? As you see, I put the knob because I don't want to get electrocuted. It's even if hooked up to oscillation transformer and all those, again, you need to protect yourself, right? As you see, I just have one hand close to radio, not both. No, not both, just one. So that's hooked up. Let's see if the radio is going to work or not. Oh, you hear some hissing sound. All right. So turn it off. It's working. Well, I'm gonna speak through this music so YouTube doesn't kick me out. Let me turn this down. I always cover a speaker. That's the first thing I forgot to tell you in the beginning. That's the first thing goes up and the last thing comes out. Believe me, if you don't do that, by mistake, you're gonna put your finger through the speaker. That's where the sound is not coming out pretty well because I covered it. But still, it sounds incredible. All right.
Westwood 1 analyst. He'll be on the call tonight, the Eagles and the Commanders. Check out the Ross Tucker football podcast. Also, we have
As you see that,
and the Dolphins.
So the radio works just incredible, as you can tell. It sounds perfect. So what I need to do with this radio, of course I still need to work in cabinets. Still I need to make knobs for the original knob, as you remember, was broken. So those are the two things I need to work on. Also what I'm planning to do, you know, AM radios. These days there is a lot of talk shows, some churches. There's nothing wrong with that if you enjoy those, or sports, you know. But I want to be able to listen to the music because, you know, it takes forever, as you see, to restore this type of radio. But if just gonna play AM, pretty soon gonna get boring. Believe me, I'm doing this now for a while. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to hook up Bluetooth to this radio. So what my plans are, somehow make this radio to accept Bluetooth. So from my phone, I be able to play a song and broadcast it here in this radio. I were able to do that with my car radio, the BMW that I'm restoring, and it worked perfect. I'm going to use that concept to see if it works with AM radio. If it works, that folks going to be exciting. That's going to be great. You never know until you try, right? Let's continue. A little bit at a time, but it shall be done, right? I'll be honest with you, it takes so much time to make these videos, editing, uploading, and make sure there's enough information that it actually makes sense, you know, if you want to follow. At this time, I want to take the opportunity and thank my subscribers with their uplifting comments. You always encourage me to upload more videos, since this is just a hobby of mine. Again, I appreciate you. Enjoy all these videos, and you all have an awesome day. Take care. If you're interested to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you will be notified when a new video being uploaded. You have a great day.